Hey, thanks for joining us for our A&Q series where we talk about your questions and we discover answers together along the way. Today we are answering, was Jesus Jewish? Now, to get at this question, we need to figure out even what it means to be Jewish. A person can be ethnically Jewish and have a bloodline that traces back to the Jewish people. Think of it like having Jewish ancestors, and this is normally passed down through the mother's side. There's also being Jewish from a faith standpoint. A person can practice the Jewish faith whether they are ethnically Jewish or not. Both of these meanings, Jewish by ethnicity and by faith, are true of Jesus. His family heritage can actually be found in the Bible, which traces back to Abraham, the father of the Jewish people. We also see Jesus acting like a devout Jewish man all the way through the Gospels. He celebrated the various festivals and holidays like the Passover meal. He worshiped at the temple and in the synagogue. He taught on Jewish spiritual practices like fasting and prayer and almsgiving. And speaking of teaching, Jesus operated like a first century rabbi, teaching and expounding on Torah, the first 5 books of what we Christians will sometimes call the Old Testament. Even his burial aligned with Jewish customs. With all that being said, it's clear that Jesus was Jewish. His first followers were Jewish, and the movement that became known as Christianity began within Judaism. Now, for lots of reasons that we can't get into now, that Jesus movement began to separate itself from Judaism. So after centuries of historical events, theological developments, the Judaism of Jesus' day, along with the movement continued by his followers, evolved into the 2 distinct faiths we know today. One of the major distinctions is, of course, that Christians consider Jesus to be a part of the Trinity. Now, a lot of mystery there, but we confess in one eternal God who exists in 3 persons, Father, Son, and Spirit. One God, but there's more to the one in the one. In fact, the deeper into the scriptures we go, the more we believe God reveals himself as such. And I think there are hints of this even in the Hebrew scriptures. But it's not until Jesus of Nazareth steps onto the scene that we begin to realize that God has sent his one and only Son to make a way for us. There are claims that Jesus even makes in the Gospels about himself, and evidence that backs up just how unique a person he is throughout all of history. But again, this is where that firm distinction occurs with those who practice the Jewish faith today. They do not recognize Jesus in the same way his followers do. Many of them would say that he is a great Jewish teacher, that he lived a great life, but they do not believe that Jesus is God or Messiah, the king they long for. Now, obviously, this stirs up all sorts of questions, and you should keep asking them and more. But for now, check out some of our other videos like, Is Jesus God? Was Jesus a real person? Or what is the Trinity? Together, we'll keep exploring truth and seeking answers. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.